One thing I always hate being a Windows user is the terminal. As a web developer, I always interact with Linux, and that's where Microsoft introduced Windows Subsystem for Linux, aka WSL. Microsoft included actual Linux kernel in WSL2. Now you can use one of your favorite Linux flavor like Ubuntu with the Windows with the access of a Windows file system. Yes, that is very interesting. And it's not just a bash or shell like a git bash, it is running full Linux binaries on top of your Windows. And as you can see, I can run all Linux commands. So in a nutshell, it is a kind of a VM running on your actual Windows operating system. But it is not like your traditional VM, it is optimized for this purpose only. That's why, as you can see, it loads up very fast. So in today's video, we'll check out how to install WSL1 and WSL2 and check out its cool new features. So let's get started with the video. So as I told you, there are two versions of WSL, WSL1 and WSL2. One of main difference between WSL1 and WSL2 is in WSL2, Microsoft included a real Linux kernel on top of your Windows and boost its performance by changing its underlying architecture. Basically, it is twice faster than WSL1. WSL1 is available for general public in a Windows build 16215 or higher, and as of now, WSL2 is not available in the stable Windows build. It is available in the Windows build 18917 or later. You can opt into Windows Insider Preview to download the beta Windows builds. You can check your Windows build by going into Run and type WinVer, WINVER, and it will show your operating system version with the build number. So let's get started with the installation. We'll install WSL1 first. So to enable this feature, just go into Turn on or off Windows feature and enable Virtual Memory Platform and Windows Subsystem for Linux. It will download the necessary files and it will ask you for a reboot. Once your PC restarts, go into Windows Store and search for Linux. Then install your favorite flavor of a Linux. I'm going with the Ubuntu as a company who worked with Microsoft to bring this feature. Now you have Ubuntu along with Windows. You can open Ubuntu and it will ask to create a Unix username and password for the first time. Once that's done, you are ready to use the WSL. If you want to enable WSL2, you'll need to enable the beta updates on your Windows. For that, go into Windows settings and then Windows Update. Then go to Windows Insider Preview. Then click on Get Started. Here, select your Microsoft account and select a update type. I will select Fast and click on Confirm. Then it will show a warning as we are installing Windows beta updates, so you may experience some bugs. So make sure you don't do this with your production PC. Now it will ask you to restart your PC. Once your PC has restarted, go into Windows Updates and click on Check Updates. It will download and install the preview builds, and once all updates are installed, you can see the watermark like this on right side of your screen. Once you are on Insider Preview build, you can open up your Windows PowerShell and type WSL --set version followed by your distro name and the version. After that, if you want to set WSL2 as your default version, then you can use this command WSL space --set default version space the version number. Once done, you can check your WSL version by running WSL -l-v command. Now you have installed WSL, you can check its cool tips and tricks. First of all, if you are like me and you don't like the default Windows terminal, then you can install the new Microsoft terminal from the Windows Store. Using the terminal, you can open multiple tabs of a different terminal in a single window, and you can make one of the terminal to the default terminal so that when you open the terminal, you will get the terminal of your choice. So to do that, click on this drop down and then click on the setting. It will ask you to open the JSON file. You can open this JSON file by using any text editor. I'm going with VS Code. After opening that, change the default profile to the GUID of a shell that you want. I'm setting Ubuntu as my default terminal. Now if you reopen the terminal, it will open the Ubuntu by default. Second, if you are a web developer and you use VS Code, then there is a good news for you. You can use VS Code inside of a WSL. You can go into any folder that you want to open with VS Code and you can type code period. Or you can open Visual Studio Code. Then if you have WSL extension installed, you can reopen a remote folder in WSL. Basically, it will run your VS Code instance on Ubuntu. Third, you can change this ugly looking string by editing the .bash rc file from any text editor by exporting the environment variable of ps1 to the value like this to show your username and your current working directory. After saving the file, if you reopen the terminal, you will see your Unix username followed by your current working directory. Fourth, if you are a developer and you use Docker for Windows and you have enabled WSL2, then you can enable the Docker integration with WSL by opening your Docker settings and enable the experimental WSL2 based engine. After that, go into resources and select WSL integration. Select a distro and click on apply and restart. Once restart, you can open your terminal and check the Docker version. It will show the Docker client and the Docker engine. That means now your Docker engine is running on Ubuntu instance instead of Docker desktop VM. Now you can run your Docker images from here itself. Then you can verify that your Docker engine is currently running on Ubuntu by going into your Hyper-V manager, and there you can see your Docker desktop VM is currently set to off. So this was our WSL. I hope you like this video. If you did, then don't forget to give this video a like and share it with your friends. This is Anurag and I will see you later guys.